I'm Stuart Montgomery. I'm here not really presenting my senior project. This is my senior project. This was supposed to be in the lecture hall in like the SJ building, but the school got shut down, so I'm doing it in my living room. My brother and my mom is the audience. This is going to be on YouTube, so hopefully they can get a few more views there. So what this is, it's a lecture to help people understand motivation so they could eventually learn to like motivate themselves. And so yeah, it's called The Understanding of Motivation. So what is motivation? Motivation, I believe that it's basically
Right.
like it's a mindset that like allows people to power through things that challenge them in order to be successful. And so my next question, what it means to me, so motivation means a lot to me, is because around 2 years ago, I don't know, it probably ended when I was a sophomore during the swim season. I was a very lazy person. I didn't really have like a strong will to do anything, but during the swim season, I got motivated, and it's been like a big part of me ever since. Because like I've been able to become a stronger person mentally than I was 2 years ago, and I'm still working to get stronger. And so, how important motivation can be, in my opinion, motivation is maybe the most important thing when it comes to being successful. Like, out of these four people that I've chosen, like Christian Bale, an actor, he needs motivation. Elon Musk, a very popular billionaire now, he needs motivation. I mean, they all have motivation, but then, and there's The Weeknd, who's a musician, he needs motivation. And then Cristiano Ronaldo, he's the greatest soccer player of all time. He not only needs motivation, but he has it, and he has a lot of it. All these people have a lot of it, and that is why they're successful. They're all talented. They're born with like abilities that make them good at what they do. But here's a big quote. It's hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard. And that just shows why hard work and motivation is more important than talent. And so my next reason why you should learn about motivation, it kind of goes with like my last question. It's you kind of need motivation to be successful, and honestly, if you learn about motivation, it's a lot easier to motivate yourself. So yeah, going into my next slide. Here are some facts and statistics about motivation. So my first fact is that around $300 billion is lost annually due to an unmotivated workforce. And that's pretty significant, even though that's like combining all like companies worldwide. That's still like that's huge. That's $300 billion just because people are unmotivated. So my next fact is that an average of $166,000 was lost because of a non-engaged workforce. And $238,000 was. A second, I just messed up. Okay, let me. $166,000 was made on average annually by unmotivated individuals, while $238,000 was generated annually by motivated individuals. So that's quite a large difference there. And then my last one goes into school is that 40% high school students are chronically disengaged from school. And that kind of is a reason why I'm doing this, is to help people learn about motivation so they can later motivate themselves. Alright, this is my next slide. How motivation can change and how it's different. An individual's motivation can change, just like their personality can change. It's not it's more simple than people think. Like an athlete, we see this a lot in professional athletes. Like they start off their career, it's going the way they want, and then something bad happens. Like Anthony Joshua when he got knocked out by Andy Ruiz. You have to change your mindset. You have to change what motivates you, because what you were doing before didn't end up working out. And then another case is that motivations can actually like burn out, like certain techniques. People can get tired of them and it will no longer have the same effect on them as it did before. And so my second point and kind of my third point, which goes into the next slide as well, is that different forms of motivation affect different people differently. And I use three of some of my most favorite athletes as an example of how like different techniques affect different people. So Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, the best heavyweight boxer in the world right now, in my opinion. His motivation, what motivates him is that he works hard because it makes him happy. He said that like his least favorite day of the week is Sunday, because Sunday is his like off day. And that's when he's unhappy. And it kind of goes with like Ronnie Coleman as well. He's like one of my favorite bodybuilders. He just does it because he enjoys it. So in the middle is Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the most inspirational individuals today. And so what motivated him is because he wanted to be the best that he could be. He had a vision of himself succeeding, not only in bodybuilding, but in also acting. And he just played that vision through his mind like constantly. So would push himself to become, to fulfill that vision. And then on the left is John Terry, Chelsea FC's longtime captain, leader, legend. And so what his form of motivation was is that once he was given the captain role, it was, I need to be the best I can be because I'm the captain. It's what I'm like supposed to do. It's a captain's contribution. So now on to my next slide. So some methods of motivation will work for some people, but like won't work at all for other people. And I don't know, I've kind of like failed at realizing this myself. Like swim practice, I kind of try and motivate the people in my lane, but I only motivate them based on what motivates me. When like it doesn't work at all, and you can see why. This is why I'm telling everybody this, is that like what motivates me doesn't motivate anybody else in my lane. Like I want to be like a better person mentally, and if I kind of like say something to people in my lane and like I don't know what I'd say, but like I just said before, I'd say something that kind of like reflects what motivates me. But since I just said like every human is built differently, everybody's methods of motivation work differently, it wouldn't work for the other swimmers in my lane. And I kind of like to use ice cream as an example. Like not everybody has the same favorite ice cream, just like not everybody has the same method of motivation. So this is a big one. Don't give up when you think you can't be motivated. What I think is that there's no like purely lazy person on this earth. They just haven't found a way to motivate themselves yet. And so this picture right here of like the start of a video, they played at the beginning of like every sports season for Kirkwood. And I mean, I can see how it can motivate a few people, but doing something like this wouldn't work like 90% of the time, because this only focuses around one form of motivation, and it's basically impossible to get like a group of people in a room and have this method succeed because everybody's motivations are different. And so what will motivate you though? I cannot tell you this because I don't know. Everyone's built differently, and like my last example, like I couldn't motivate the people in my lane, and I don't know how to. I still don't know how to. I probably will never know how to. But there are things that have like seemed to work for not only a few people, but for like everyone who has motivation. Now I'm going to get into that on my next slide. And how you can motivate yourself. It's mostly about mindset. You have to do a number of things, but the most important thing is that you have to like have a desire to like pursue something. So this is probably like the most important piece of my lecture, and it is the Maslow's need hierarchy theory of motivation. It is the biggest and most like well-known theory of motivation out of the 8 big like theories of motivation. So what this is that this kind of explains how motivation works. And so on the bottom, like the main motivation is it's psychological needs. It's our instinct to like fulfill something, and you don't have to worry about that unless if you're like stranded on a desert island and about to die. So safety needs, this is also something you probably won't have to worry about. If you live in Kirkwood, you should be fine. And that's basically like, I don't know, if you're healthy, if you feel that you're in like a good position physically. And then my next one is like love and belonging. It's kind of like, I don't know, the social ladder of it. Like if you're good socially, if you think you're good enough socially, you can like move on to the next stage in the ladder. And this is what I see like a lot of people getting stuck on. They don't feel that like I don't know, like their friends, they seem to have some problems with their friends that can really demotivate them. Like, because if you take this out, then you can't have the top two, which are like the most important pieces. So the next one is esteem. Like, it's your overall mood. You kind of need to be in a good mood, in a positive mindset. And that's another big thing that kind of like almost everyone who's motivated has in common. They have like a positive mindset. There's maybe like 5% of the people out there who are motivated because, I don't know, they're like pissed off about something. The other 95%, it's because they've fulfilled this stage in the ladder, like they're in a good mood. So like, what else do I need to do? If I'm healthy, I'm in a good mood, and I'm like satisfied, like my friends and stuff like that. And that's where the top level comes in. That's self-actualization. And that's when you get in the mindset that I need to be like, I can push myself. I can become better than what I am right now. And so, like, in order to get up here, which can really do a lot of damage, like the first 4 people I kind of like walk through on like my first slide, they're all at this level right now. It's because they completed all of these. So yes, that is my explanation of the Maslow's need hierarchy theory. And just to end it off as a quote from Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's be hungry for success, hungry to make your mark, hungry to be seen and to be heard and to have an effect. And as you move up and become successful, make sure also to be hungry for helping others. And so here are my sites for the stats and the hierarchy theory.